Hi everyone, Parsephone here. This week we had more raid testing. In particular, in this video we'll talk about our old friend, Artificer Xy'mox from Castelnautria. We played a bit on the heroic version of the boss. Unfortunately, our EU pings were very high tonight, and some mechanics were hard to dodge accordingly. But let's start with the mechanics. So, we have some of the core abilities he used in Castelnautria. The Wormhole, which is a teleporter that two players choose where to put, one being the tank this time, and the traps. You get traps near players. If someone gets in one, he'll be stunned until the trap is DPS down. Of course, the Wormhole is useless alone. In fact, you'll have to use it to dodge first runner's rings. These are big expanding or shrinking rings that will one-shot you. Basically, it's the same mechanics as Soazmi in the Savage, even easier. If you don't have the latency we had, at least. You'll also get some swirlies to avoid, Hyperblood Spark Nova, which is a flat damage spell on some players you'll have to heal up, and a spread mechanic that does damage to everyone. Lastly, you have the tank mechanic. Basically, a tank will get targeted by a glyph of relocation, that after a short delay will pull everyone to him. You don't want to get stuck by traps, rings or swirlies, and so we'll have to move accordingly. Also, right after that, you'll have the spread mechanic, so a roar or a windrush will be very useful. At 80%, 50% and 20%, Xy'mox will become immune and ads will spawn. Now, I can't say for sure what this does, because we kinda brute force them. There are two kinds of them. Enforcers cast a black frontal, that's not on the journal and we did not really understand how it works. And then we'll do a cast that transforms into Ascendants. You cannot kill Ascendants, so that's basically a wipe. You need to burst them down. Blunderers just cast a channel damage ray on random players, interrupt them, CC them and kill. We basically pulled all together, used the Spirit Link and Bloodlust to kill everyone fast. So, what do I think? First of all, I love the theme of the fight. This guy is trying to steal this ancient manufacture for his cartel, and the cartel is sending reinforcement from a floating boat. I also love that his abilities are the same of Castelnautria. He just doesn't have Covenant relics and has Ats and the Forerunner's relics to provide extra mechanics instead. Overall, this was a fun fight. It's an early one in the journal and it shows, but you need to keep track of traps or you'll get cluttered and start foiling teleports and glyphs of relocation. You cannot clear them with immunities this time, at least not with the ones we had, so you must be mindful of the space you have in the arena. The ring is easy to avoid but fun, and even in a heroic mode some overlaps were interesting, like the glyph of the relocation with the ring and the spread right after. The ad phase is a bit messy, I must say. It's not clear how those black frontals works because they were moving a lot. Maybe the tanks were losing aggro, but it was still kinda weird. We also saw and reported a couple of bugs, but that's really to expect in a test build. If you're a big AoE padding class, you're gonna love this. At times, intermission looked like a mythic plus pool. A negative note is that the boss has health-based phasing, which could lead to scenarios where you wanna stop DPS, say, for having cooldowns to nuke the ads down. Honestly, this is the third boss of the raid and does not look hard at all, so I doubt anyone will do that. I mean, nobody stopped DPS on the Eye of the Jailer as far as I'm aware. This was a shorter script for a simpler boss, which is appropriate since the next one has like 200 mechanics and potential strats to talk about. From Parsi, he's everything. May you find mastery in your passions. Cheers!